He could buy a whole nation with his wealth without feeling it. But guess what? He doesn't have to because he's now the new king of a nation. This is the fascinating world of Malaysia's new crowned ruler, Sultan Ibrahim Iskandar, the new king of Johor. He started as a young prince of Johor with just family wealth, and now we get to see the exact extent of this wealth. But while some people jubilate the crowning of this new king, many have raised questions about his wealth and intentions as the king. Just maybe there's something beyond what we see and know about the new sultan, and could these secrets be the source of all his wealth? Sultan Ibrahim was born on November the 22nd, 1958 to the former Sultan of Johor and an English mother, and since his birth he has been raised for the position of ruler. He followed in his forefathers' footsteps, undergoing military and civilian training to lay the groundwork for resilience, discipline, and character development. These trainings built his leadership capabilities as seen in his youthful days, where he served as a platoon commander at the Young Officers Tactical Course at the Malaysian Army Training School just immediately after his secondary school days. As he progressed in life, he had the opportunity, which he earned by the way and not just by luck, to attend the Young Officers Course in Fort Benning, Georgia. Ibrahim later went on to attend the American Special Forces Green Beret and Pathfinder course, where he conducted 19 parachute jumps, 8 of which were night jumps. His fearlessness earned him the Green Beret and wings. His choice of military unit revealed his passion and hunger for dangerous adventures and life choices that would make him one of the most respectable figures later on in life. He also became a member of the SEAL Squad and an honorary member of Kompassus, the Indonesian Red Beret, having completed successful parachute jumps in Bandung. These achievements were enough to earn him great positions in his father's land, for not only did he make himself proud, but he also represented his nation well in foreign lands. So when he returned to Johor after some years, he was appointed Deputy Commanding Officer of the Johor Military Forces. But this young prince did not take positions as a title, but also as a responsibility. He joined as a student pilot in the Royal Malaysian Air Force, and after 4 hours of instruction, he was allowed to fly solo, and this was all due to his exceptional ability and determination. He graduated as a pilot one intake earlier than his classmates due to his extraordinary ability. On April 26, 1982, his father Sultan Iskandar presented him with his wings during a passing out parade in which he served as commander. The Sultan also enrolled and trained as a Royal Malaysian Navy officer for 3 months at the RMN facility at Lemut, becoming a fully qualified Army, Navy, and Air Force officer. No wonder he amassed so much wealth. Anyway, Prince Ibrahim knew that his military experience might not be enough to run a country. So he decided to continue his education by furthering his knowledge at the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy in Boston. He took 2 courses, Southeast Asian Strategic Studies and International Laws of the Seas. Over the years, he worked for the state government in a variety of positions, including the State Secretariat, the Treasury, the Land Office, the Town and Country Planning Department, the Forestry Department, and the Agriculture Department, where he learned about management and administration in preparation for his role as ruler. Tunku Ibrahim was designated heir and Crown Prince of Johor after his father, His Royal Highness Sultan Iskandar, seized the throne on July 3, 1981. When his father was appointed Yang di-Pertuan Agong of Malaysia, Tunku Ibrahim was appointed Regent of Johor from April 25, 1984 to April 25, 1989, fulfilling the duties of a sovereign. But many have shown their skepticism about this young king, not because they doubt his capabilities, but because of his father, who has displayed actions many were not happy with. After all, the fruit is not far from the tree. This could be a problem because the law favors the royals. The past. The Sedition Act of 1948 makes it illegal for members of the public to openly criticize the king. This rule was especially important during the late 1980s and 1990s when Sultan Ibrahim's father, the late Sultan of Johor, was accused of murder. The Sultan was charged with manslaughter in 1971 after shooting someone who reportedly stole into his residence, according to the Sydney Morning Herald, following his death in 2010. His father, the 23rd Sultan of Johor, granted him a public pardon, according to the journal. In 1987, he was also suspected of murdering a golf caddy who laughed when he missed a putt. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, Charles could not be tried because he was the king at the time. So, do you understand the fear now? Sultan Ibrahim has, however, shown his zeal to be a good ruler not just for himself, but for the people. This has been since his stint as regent. He developed his skills and applied the discipline, knowledge, and competence he had gained to govern and rule his state. Above all, he has been very outspoken about his role and expectations in his new governance. But you may wonder, what exactly has he been outspoken about? Though the king's role is mostly ceremonial, he does have specific parliamentary obligations, such as appointing a prime minister and pardoning persons guilty of crimes. However, this king is not limiting himself to that. Sultan Ibrahim has declared that he will maintain an active involvement in his government as long as he is in power. In a recent interview with the Singapore Straits Times, he claimed that he would rather not waste 5 years as a puppet king and instead focus on combating corruption and promoting national unity. Furthermore, the Sultan and other leaders have urged for political stability and warned against any attempts by the opposition to destabilize Anwar's government. Sultan Ibrahim is also an outspoken advocate for welfare problems, and he takes annual motorcycling journeys to see the people of his state. This outspoken royal looks like he wants to make a difference in his career. While these actions and aura are motivating enough, considering his father's past and behaviors, he already has raised eyebrows with his displays of riches and open demeanor. His achievements have not been able to keep people quiet about him, especially when he became the Sultan of Johor recently. The question of his wealth and how he amassed it have had many people speculating who really is Ibrahim Iskandar under the public face facade. You would probably understand this sentiment better if you knew what this man has: his wealth and properties. Long before assuming his new title, the new monarch was regarded as one of the country's most influential and wealthy individuals. According to Bloomberg, the Johor family is worth approximately $5.7 billion. The journal mentioned the family's stakes in private land, real estate, and public and private companies. News also has it that the Johor family is the only royal family in Malaysia to have a private army, which was provided in exchange for Johor's independence from Great Britain in 1967. Also, the king owns a collection of private jets and over 300 premium vintage cars, including one once owned by Hitler. In a rediscovered 2013 interview aired on YouTube in 2017, Sultan Ibrahim stated that Hitler was a buddy of his great-grandfather. He further stated that Hitler's automobile was sent to England and then to Malaysia before being delivered to his great-grandfather, which explains an aspect of his wealth. He is from old money. But even old money has its limit, especially when there are a lot of family members getting access to it. This sultan is freakishly rich, so rich that everyone knows it is not the family money that pays his expenses. So what does? What is the secret of his luxurious lifestyle? You see, Sultan Ibrahim controls slightly under a quarter of U-Mobile, Malaysia's largest mobile provider, as well as $4 million in land in Singapore. He has also not hidden his wealth. Recently, the Sultan flew his private plane, a gold and blue Boeing 737, from Johor to Kuala Lumpur. Sultan Ibrahim was also the only ruler who had a private army, which was agreed upon as a condition for the realm to join modern Malaysia. As the new sultan settles into his role, many hope he will do more than the talks and promises he had declared for the nation. I mean, there's a high probability that he will, considering all his achievements and successes through his determination. This sultan is not only blessed financially and in power, but also with a big family. His wife, Raja Zaid Sofia, is from another royal dynasty and is an Oxford graduate and a prolific writer who has written several children's novels. Together, they have 5 sons and 1 daughter. Well, that's it for this video today. We would love to get your thoughts, so please do well by dropping them in the comment section below. Also, don't hesitate to click on the like button and hit the notification bell to get buzzed on our next video. We hope you have a wonderful day.